but the 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 one that take up the most distance is the capillary, because the capillary have to feed to cell, one by one feed them. And we have 50 trillion cells. Trillion is a big number. That's a lot. We have only about 8 billion people in this world. Okay. Just the food industry and the shop and restaurant and the farmer and all these things, oh my God, it's so much just to feed these 8 billion people. Now, if you, I like to study a lot of this called dark field, and it's live blood checking, and the whole key is so dirty, like this kind of blood we call plaque, and all the cells are so stick together because there's so much not enough water, and the lymph fluid is so thick. So the fat, the protein, that sometimes we eat too much thing and it cannot be digested, and the body cannot use it, and they dump back into the blood, so make the blood very dirty. So like toxic, heavy metal, everything is inside the blood. Like the crystal, usually is the toxic crystal. Now the factory, the industry, and all this pollution factory, they make, because the requirement need that they cannot let go too big particle in the space, so they are making them very fine, very small, toxic heavy metal in the air. So all these things go in, block in the organ by organ. It's good that we have 25,000 miles long to block. It's gonna take a while to block, you know. But one day we will block them all. Now, out of this, now the organ function going down, the brain also, so many blood vessels in the brain feeding the cell in the brain. And the brain block and everything is started to get trouble. The hand also, the arm, the hand, the leg also block a lot. But one thing that we are working on now is the blocking of the sexual organ. because the genital, or we call the sexual organ, so they are male and female sexual organ. And all this sexual organ is in the lower part. And when, like for men, it will men election, a lot of the blue blood, they're using blue blood. So the blue blood go in very dirty, and the settlement in the testicle, penis, and prostate gland. This settlement, we call the kasai, mean sedimentation. In the beginning, the sedimentation is very loose. They pile up. But sometimes you just use some, it's just like a rotor router. When the sewage are set up, you have a puncher. We call the puncher. You put it in and you just give a little bit power, and the toilet flow. So the pulse is important. So you're going to learn all the best pulse in the sexual organ that you can learn. One thing you see here, from the beginning when we develop, the testicle and ovary actually together with the kidney. Now, so you're going to see this blood vessel here. So you see the blood vessel is split out from the aorta and return back to vena cava directly. And it's a direct feeding. It's a directly feeding the It directly feeding the testicle and ovary. So this one you see here, we call left testicle. We're going to look at the woman. So left testicle, testicular artery, and the right, left and right. You start from here. And this is, it's just right below the kidney pulse. So this is aorta. This is aorta here. Okay. And this one, that one, it goes directly right feeding into the testicle. So that is testicular artery. That is the one. And woman, the same. Okay, in woman, we have the same. In woman, we have the same. Yeah, here. The same here. From here, split from here, split out, go down to the ovary. go right into the ovary. So there are two on the artery, in the aorta, split out into the left ovary, right ovary. And return back into the vena cava directly from the testicle and ovary, return back into there. So that you see how body has so emphasize on that. And we're going to work on also the kidney. The kidney pulse, because the kidney is here. Kidney and the testicle and ovary, they come together. They develop together. So this one, we should be said the left testicular and ovarian artery, the vessel. Another one that involved with so much is the kidney. So that very concerned about kidney when it block or not work, because kidney is so fine. This is all the small capillary in the kidney. They're taking all the cell, all the blood, all the dirty thing, and filter out. So we have to work on the adrenaline and the kidney pulse. So you can see here, this is the part we're going to work on. So we're going to go on one by one. First thing, we're going to clean out the whole abdominal area and the blood vessel. So we have the aorta pulse. So aorta pulse we work on many times, narrow, sternum, break in the middle, and there's aorta pulse. There is the solar plexus pulse. And solar plexus to the navel, break in the middle, there's aorta. Aorta pulse also we call a sexual organ pulse. And now we have, when we're coming down to the navel also control a lot of blood that go into the sexual organ. Now we have the bladder. The bladder and sexual organ pulse in the iliac, internal iliac part in the split here. So you have quite a number, bladder, sexual organ pulse, GOI. You have another point here, the bladder point here. So you have this bladder pulse. Bladder pulse also together with the sexual organ pulse. So the bladder and sexual organ pulse and the bladder root pulse also activate the sexual organ. So you have 1, 2, 3. So this one right in this middle part of the bladder part is the sexual part, right in the sexual organ area. So the bladder root pulse is the femoral pulse, and this is the inguinal, that is the sexual bladder and sexual organ pulse that go right to the sexual organ. And this one is femoral pulse. Also, the pubic organ, all the pubic organ are controlled by this pulse. That may include the sexual organ. Okay, so you understand that. So in the gut side, we divide into two parts. I mean, first part clear out everything and down here, but except work on the sexual organ. Now, the sexual organs is the second part. Now, the first part, everybody can do it. Okay, everybody can do it. The second part, you work on the genital, in the testicle, in the prostate gland, in the anus, in the vagina, in the ovary. And this part in this world, only doctor can do it. But you have doctor come and massage your genital and testicle, they will not do it. Because you need 1 hour to massage, and they're going to charge at least 1,000 US already. 1 hour they can make at least 1,000 US. So they are very different, but they are very good in, okay, take medicine or cut off and throw them away. They're very good with it. So now, as I mentioned to you that the biggest problem, so the part one, the biggest problem that we have is the blood circulation that go into feed the testicle, feed the ovary, feed the uterus, feed the channel, feed the penis, is blocked. So all the problem that cannot election because the circulation blocked. How are you going to do that? Say nothing can do, or nobody can do anything. So the first part we want to do is the basic one, okay? So the whole key is the circulation, okay? The whole key that we're going to do is the circulation. And when the circulation cannot, so the first thing that people have to learn how to make sure their blood not thick and dirty. How can they do that? Drink more water. Make a habit, drink water when you wake up in the morning after you brush your teeth, clean your mouth, and you drink 1 or 2 or 3 glasses of water and do some simple exercise. That is very important. If you don't do them in the morning, and by in the whole day you're so busy and you just forget to drink the water. The second part, the best, we call the sexual medicine is don't sleep late. The 9 o'clock when the sun set very dark, 9 o'clock at night p.m., the melatonin produced. Until 1 o'clock in the morning, and 1 to 3 is sexual hormone produced. So the the melatonin, sexual hormone, is a crucial part of our body because melatonin makes us sleep and repair. Sexual hormone is stimulate the brain and a gland system to work. Now in that time also, a liver time, liver have to detox. If you sleep later than 10, I tell you, you pass all the thing, all the melatonin, the sexual hormone, the liver detox. Now you get trouble. So so we going to work on the abdominal. So a lot of basic things you do have to be applied in this when you do the kasai. We're going to do a lot more in, the diaphragm involved with breathing, and the pubic area involved with all the sexual organ, all this area is very important. So we in the Nei Tsang too, we have the technique of, so we're going to use the same technique again, the elbow and pumping technique. When abdominal cannot not clear, the blood cannot flow. Okay. The woman, there's so much lymphatic system in the ovary, the uterus, and the vagina. So we need to clean them out. So we're going to do that. Okay. So we're we will doing this part, or the heart line is important. The whole heart line. Because heart is the one that pumping the blood. So we have the heart line, the heart center. Because when the heart has problem, the sexual like men, when the heart have problem, the election is gone. Yeah. So the heart itself, we cannot pump. We cannot pump in the heart center here. And the solar plexus, we call the root pulse of the heart, the solar plexus. And the aorta pulse and the navel. So this whole line we call the heart line. Now when the kidney cannot filter out the waste material, all the waste material will go back to the blood. So when I consult people, the first thing I want to look at their live blood, the condition of the live blood. That means the blood are very thick, all the cells are cramped together and cannot work. All the red blood cells cramped together, we call rural, they stack together and they cannot work. So, and when the blood is so thick, every organ suffer, especially sexual organ, no way, because sexual organ not only have for sex, but they have the producing the sexual hormone. Now the West already discovered that sexual hormone have to come up and stimulate the brain every day. When the sexual hormone cannot come up to stimulate the brain, now the brain going to slow or cannot work very well, and that is beginning of Alzheimer's disease. So in the sexual organ in the lady, there's so much, man also a lot of lymphatic system running in the area. And you can see that the lymph duct and the blood vessel is so much all in this area. Okay, so we're going to get the pulses, everything done, because this is the major part, and we're going to clean out all this area. And tomorrow so what you learn today, most of we call, everybody can do it, okay? And if you have massage or you already have massage license, you can do it. But But in the second part, massaging the sexual organ, I not think that everybody can do it. The world now is still not very open. There are many people that learn from me and they like it so much. They said, we want to push. So I think last year we have, a few years ago, we have a group of people that come from the California, and they are pushing all this genital